Hi, it's Karen with Living Our Dream Homestead, where today I will be testing and comparing mop cleaners against each other. If you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, please click the button down below. Well, these are the cleaners that I'm testing. I'm testing a total of 6 cleaners. I've got Lysol Power Clean. I've got Pine Sol. This actually kills 99.9% germs. So it's definitely good if you guys have a cold or the flu, hopefully it will knock that out. I am also testing Mr. Clean. I've got some Fabuloso cleaner. I like that name. And then I'm testing Swiffer, the Wet Jet. And I'm also testing this one as well. It's Libman Multi-Surface Cleaner. Now this one actually is a little bit older. I tried to find this one online and I can no longer find it, but I still had it in my thing of cleaners and I figured I'd go ahead and test it. So I've got all these cleaners that I will be testing and I will be rating them on a scale of 1 to 5. 1 being poor and 5 being the best. And what do we use these cleaners on the floors? What kind of instrument? Well, we first sometimes need to use, if you guys can see this here before I knock out the ceiling, first we use a broom, usually to remove the debris from the floor. And this broom here is $14.99 from Meijer, which, is not horrible, when you need a broom. And then if you're using the Swiffer Wet Jet, here is the actual tool that you need. You have to put that refill in here, and on the back you have to have batteries in order for the mop to go. And so this one is $31.99 at my Kroger store if you're needing one. This holds that well. And then the next mop I have, hopefully it doesn't fall there, excuse me, is a Libman mop. This is actually the one that I use. It's got a refill right here. The refill is $7.99 at Kroger. And the actual mop is $21.44 on Amazon. But again, you can replace the head. You just keep the mop. And it's got this big scrubber thing so you can really get down and scrub the grime from your floor. And then I have this other mop here. This is the Libman, I guess they call it a duster mop right here. This mop comes off and you can actually throw it in your washing machine. And you're supposed to use the multi-surface, spray with that as well. So here's all the instruments that I have in order to clean the floors. I do have this that I forgot to talk about. When you have your Swiffer mop here, you have to put on the bottom of it. I don't know if you've seen this. This to me reminds me of like a diaper almost, and it's a pad. It's a mop pad that you have to put on the bottom of your mop, and it's got some Velcro on there. And you push it down. Now, to buy these mop pads, this is $24.66 on Amazon for a total of, that was $15.99 for a 24 count at Kroger. So, all in all, to clean your floor, you got to buy the mop, you got to have the pads, and then you got to have batteries. So that gets to be a little bit expensive. So I'm going to go ahead and test, again, all these mops and all these cleaners against each other. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to turn the camera around and show you more in detail of each of these cleaners. Okay, let's go ahead and talk about this Lysol Power Clean. It's actually concentrated, so it's 28 ounces, $3.69. I actually bought it at Meijer's store. You do have to dilute it. You have 1/8 of a cup per gallon of warm water. If you use it full strength, you have to rinse the floor. Again, it's not just for floors. You can use it for sinks, etc., kitchen, bath, shower, doorknobs, countertops, etc. Now, any area that comes in contact with food, you definitely need to rinse it as well. And the next one is Pine Sol here. We got 20 ounces. I purchased it at Kroger for $4.99. It does kill 99.9% of germs. It did say it would kill the cold and flu viruses, so that is a plus. You only rinse it if you are using full strength. But this really got me. This is reading the back of the bottle. I don't know how many people actually, when we buy mop cleaners, actually read the back of the bottle. Sometimes it's shocking, and this was shocking to me. It says in order to use the Pine Sol, you need to wear safety glasses to use this product because it's that severe. You have to have plenty of ventilation because it's harmful for humans and pets. And here's the safety glasses that I'm going to have to use. And I got these at Walmart for $2.24. I don't know about you. I'm kind of a little scared about using that one, but it does kill the germs. And I have a dog, so I want to have something that's actually going to kill the germs on my floor and not just have, say, a real pretty scent. You know, the whole point is to actually really get your floor clean. Now here's Mr. Clean. I used to use Mr. Clean. There was an antibacterial one that was yellow. I think they have discontinued that one, and now they just have this one and another one, but they're no longer antibacterial. And I don't know about you, like I said, I really do need an antibacterial floor cleaner. So this Mr. Clean was 48 ounces, and I cannot find it anywhere. The one that they have right now out is 41 ounces for $7.29, so I'm assuming it's around that price. I had this maybe 6-7 months ago, so I'm not sure if they did away with this size, just because I can't find it at Meijer or Kroger. And you do need to rinse if your surface has direct contact with food. You mix it with a 1/4 cup per 1 gallon of water or half a bucket of water to use this product. And then the Fabuloso, I purchased this one actually at the Dollar Tree. So again, I paid $1.25. It was 16.9 ounces. You do not need to rinse your floor, and you mix 1/4 cup of water for the floors. And it is a multi-purpose cleaner. So again, you can use it not just on floors. It says appliances, counters, windows, mirrors, walls, doorknobs, and furniture, sinks, tubs, etc. You can use with a bucket with a sponge, a bucket with a mop, or you could use it with the sponge. And then here is the Swiffer Wet Jet. Now this one has Dawn in it, which helps out with the floor, cleaning. I got it for $7.29 for the refill. I do believe that was at the Meijer store. You do not need to rinse, and it's safe for all floors. So yes, you can use it on a wood floor. They also do make one that's just for wood floors, but this one is multi-purpose. And then here's the other cleaner. Like I said, I did look this one up on Amazon, Meijer, and Walmart. Can no longer find it in this bottle. They do have a Lidman multi-service cleaner, but it's in a different bottle. But this is the one I had in my, like I said, cleaning closet, so I figured I'd go ahead and test it. This one's 32 ounces, and it says it can clean several surfaces. And again, you have to use that special duster mop to go with it. So all in all, here were the cleaners that I will be testing. So I will be testing them on linoleum, hardwood, and tile floors. So let's go ahead and get to my dirty floors. Okay, we're going to go ahead and mop this area right here. I went ahead and already used my Lidman broom to sweep the area. So let's go ahead and use this. We are using the Swiffer Wet Jet. We've got the refill in there, and we've got the pad on the bottom. So as you can hear, I'm spraying the floor. Let's see if we can get it here. I don't know about you. To me, I'm not saying it doesn't get some of it up, but it seems like most of it, I'm just kind of pushing it to the side. Because as you can see right there, let's see if I can actually get that onto the Swiffer thing. Is it going to get on there and get, no. I'm trying, like I said, I'm trying to get it to, get attached to the Swiffer pad, and it is not there. So honestly, yes, it cleans some of the floor, but it seems to just push it to the side. And then it makes more work for me where I have to bend down and pick that up with a paper towel. So all in all, I would give this, let's see. I mean, I'm not saying it's not cleaning the floor. It does look like it's cleaning it, but then it's pushing it around. So I'm going to give it a 3. Okay, now the floor has dried, and it honestly just barely has a faint smell, which is fine. I mean, it doesn't have to have an overpowering smell. Again, it has to be clean. Now, I don't know about you. I mean, again, it's just going across my floor. It's not getting in the ground in dirt right there. So it's really just a pad that you've wetted, or if you're like taking a cloth or etc. and you're wiping it across, that's pretty much what the Swiffer does. So I would not give it a 3. I definitely would give it a 2. So I'm now back over here trying to clean this up, which is dog hair. And, it just, that's an extra step that I need to do if I'm going to be using the Swiffer, because it's not getting everything up. Again, just pushing it around, and then the ground in stuff, it's not getting that up. I think maybe using a Mr. Clean sponge, I will go get one and see if I can remove some of that dirt there with the Mr. Clean hand sponge. I'm back to this spot again. We just used the Swiffer, and it just got the surface stuff, but it didn't get the ground in stuff. So this is just a Mr. Clean sponge. I actually ripped off a piece, and I'm going to see if I can get that stuff up. And this is just water that I'm using on there. So looks like it got that up, and let's try to see if we can get this up over here. Yeah, that Mr. Clean sponge. I wish they would make a gigantic mop that had a Mr. Clean sponge on it that we could apply pressure down onto our floor. Because then it's getting definitely the ground in stuff. So this Mr. Clean, sponge is great to get out the ground in dirt in your floors. Which, if you really want to get down and get it as clean as possible, you could still use the Swiffer wet jet, but then you'd have to use a Mr. Clean and go over everything on your hands and knees and get it clean, which is a pain, but it would be definitely clean for a while. So again, the Swiffer wet jet, I'm giving it a 2, just because all it's doing is it's just rubbing some of the dirt around on the floor. It only picks up a little bit of it, and it's not getting the ground in dirt. So let's go on to the next cleaner. Now, if you can kind of see that right there, there's a little bit of dirt all the way over there, kind of where it's shiny. That's the light hitting it. This is actually true hardwood floor. It's actually pine. And I'm going to be using the Libman multi-surface cleaner. Now, the only bad thing about this, and again, maybe that's why they don't make it anymore, is you have to get down there and actually spray it. So I'm going to go ahead and spray it. Well, if I have it turned correctly there. Sorry about that. There we go. So we're going to go ahead and spray that. And we're going to have to use our microfiber dust mop. And we're just going to mop that up. Now, it looks like it took it all up off the floor. So it looks like, I think that's just a big scratch there. But it looks like it did clean the floor, kind of like the Swiffer. It did definitely get it. It did leave some streaks there, so I don't really like that. No one wants to clean a floor and then see streaks. The Swiffer, I didn't see any streaks. I just saw the ground in dirt. So this Libman multi-surface cleaner, I would give it a 3 for cleaning the floor, but maybe I'd just give it a 2.5 because I don't want streaks on my floor. If I'm going to clean my floor, I want it clean. And I don't want it to look like, that it's still dirty because it's got some kind of residue on the floor. with the streaks. So yeah, I guess I definitely would just give it a 2, just like the Swiffer one. So I'm going to go ahead and go on to the next one. Just to let you know, the Lidman multi-surface cleaner didn't have a smell, so that is a plus there. But again, I don't want to have streaks on my floor, so a 2. Okay, I'm down in my basement. I've got a little bit of a tile floor down here. Not everywhere, but a little bit here. The smell of the pine sol, I just put some in the bucket. Again, half the bucket is full of water. I've got six cups in there. My bucket holds 12. I've poured in about 1/8 of a cup, or probably a little less. It's just so smelly. I've got my safety glasses on, and I'm going to get ready to mopping. I am using my Lidman mop with the sponge on the end, and I'm going to go ahead and try to scrub this floor. I also have a back door open and a window because it said to have plenty of ventilation because it was deadly to humans and pets. That's why I'm cleaning the floor in the basement. My dog is upstairs. As you say, I'm a little leery here. Well, I'm going to go ahead and get to cleaning this floor. Just want to show you with my mop, that scrubber part. It works great to get up the dirt. The pine sol seems to be cleaning it pretty well. And then again, the ground in dirt, I can use the scrubber on the other side, and it really does get up the dirt. As you can see, I've opened the back door more because the smell is just overwhelming. I do like that it kills the germs, but I don't really want to have it, hurt me or my animal in the process in order to clean a floor. Well, I'll go ahead and get to finish mopping this, and we'll see how this does. It's got a few more minutes of drying. It's just so potent. It's really hard to take. Now, I have asthma, so it's definitely not good for asthma people or dogs, or I'd say the elderly. Yes, it does kill the germs, and with that mop of mine, it definitely was getting it up. Doesn't look like it's left any streaks. Again, it's still wet right there. It's been about 20 minutes so far on the floor of mopping this. So I'll come back in a few more minutes and see how it looks. So far, I would give it a 5 for cleaning, but because it's bad for people and you have to wear safety glasses and all this stuff, I just don't think it's safe for anyone even to be on the shelf, honestly. Okay, I'm down here in the basement. I had to open windows upstairs. It was so bad. We couldn't take the smell. Looks like it did a pretty good job in the cleaning. Didn't look like it left any streaks or anything like that. So I would definitely give it a 5 in cleaning. But, for your humans that have asthma and pets, I would give it a 0 in that case. Let's go on to the next cleaner. Okay, I'm just getting ready to use this Lysol Power Clean. Again, it's concentrated, so I'm going to need to go ahead and dilute it in some water, and I'm going to use it on my bathroom floor. Okay, here's my bathroom floor. Again, we have linoleum in here, so I'm going to go ahead and clean the Lysol on it. Again, Lysol said it can be cleaned on several surfaces besides floors. Now, to me, it looks like the Lysol is actually sticking at least to the stuff, the dog hair is coming up. I did sweep this floor first, and I still have, like I said, some dog hair. But unlike the Swiffer just ended up, kind of bringing it around. This, we are trying to get it up. If I can ever get it over here. So it looks like I can get up and let it stick to the sponge, but then of course when you put it in your bucket, we're going to have dog hair floating around in there. And who's to say we may end up getting it back on our floor. It's just like Lysol, to clean your germs, etc. when people are sick, your doorknobs, your sinks, your countertops. That's why I think Lysol is a pretty good a bet there. And it smells like lemon, so it doesn't smell horrible or overpowering. And it seems like it's okay on me. Okay, it looks pretty good. This is the Lysol Power Clean. Looks like it dried pretty well. It does not look like, looks like another piece of dog hair there. We'll get that again. Looks like it didn't leave any streaks on this linoleum floor, so I definitely would give it a 5. Okay, I'm going to use Fabuloso on my other bathroom floor, which is linoleum. It said you could use it on all surfaces. It did say you could use it on wood, but it had to be wood that was sealed. You know, so if you had one of those kind of fake wood floors, I probably wouldn't use it on that. Well, it seemed to mop pretty good. It has a real faint smell of orange when I poured it into the water. But in all honesty, I can't smell it in the bathroom at all. Again, that's okay. Doesn't always mean, you know, you have to have a smell knowing it's clean. I have, you know, like I said, mopped it on the floor, and hopefully we'll see how it looks like in a few minutes. Yeah, there's some more dog hair over there. Do you use a different mop than what I use? Let me know down in the comments. I've seen mops that have like they have a white head and it looks like hair. Some of those you can throw in the washing machine. Some you can. After so many uses, you have to throw it away. And sometimes I don't think that's, you know, really good economically, because then you keep on, you know, buying replacement heads, etc. Okay, I'm looking at the bathroom floor and it looks pretty good. I don't see any streaking. It looks like it's clean. You know, besides me having to come back here because of the dog hair a little bit from the mop, but otherwise it looks pretty good. And right now I do not smell any of the floor. I don't smell any of the orange at all. Now maybe you would have to put more in there, but again, I put exactly what it said. I just don't smell it. But you know, again, you know, the pine sol was just overwhelming and I couldn't take it. So this not being, barely being able to smell it, I'm totally okay with that. I think I'll go ahead and give this cleaner about a 5. Well, let's go on to the next one. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and use this Mr. Clean. It's Meadow Rain. And I'm gonna be using it on the other side of my hardwood floor that I have in my dining room. All right, I just mopped it right there. It definitely smells like a whole bunch of flowers, or, you know, like a scent a woman would wear in her perfume. So we'll go ahead and let this dry, and then we'll see if there's any streaks. It's a little darker over here, so I'll put like a flashlight around the floor so we can see if there's any streaks. But it looks like it's clean pretty well. And it right now, it's not overpowering like pine sol. It does smell, but not real strong. Okay, here's the floor. It looks pretty good. I don't really see any residue. I'm trying to see if I could put some light on there. It's kind of hard, otherwise you just see this is a part of my dining room that's not directly under the light. I mean, I think if I would see something, it would be very noticeable, but otherwise it looks pretty good. And right now, I cannot smell that Meadow Rain at all, which is good. So I definitely would give this Lysol a 5. Okay, well, we've tested all the cleaners and we've tested it on all the floors. So which one was the best cleaner? Well, I've kind of got at least 2 that I think were the best. The first one I have is Lysol Powder Clean. I think this one was the best because it cleaned the best. It doesn't say that it actually kills 99.9% germs like the pine sol, but again, it's the name brand, Lysol. We associate Lysol with cleaning doorknobs, you know, wipes, etc., cleaning germs. It had a light, faint lemon scent. It wasn't overpowering, and it didn't leave streaks in the floor. So I think overall, this was the best cleaner. And again, this is a concentrate, so you could use it on, you know, countertops, but you had to really, you know, you had to dilute it. I used it to dilute in the floors. You could use, other surfaces. It's multi-surface. So I think it's the best. The next best one that I think is Fabuloso. The reason being is it does, when you sniff it from the bottle, it smells like orange. It does smell good. But when you mop with it, it absolutely had no smell whatsoever, which is okay for me because I have asthma and I don't need to be breathing all this stuff. But it did not leave any streaks at all. Yes, it might have left some dog hair, and that's not the cleaner itself. That's the instrument I was using, that mop, that had the sponge with it. I buy the refill sponge when my sponge totally cracks. So I get several uses out of it before I have to buy a new refill for my mop. Now, if you use a different mop, again, if you want to, put it down in the description. That way maybe you have a better mop than I do. Because clearly, when I'm mopping with any of these cleaners, even though after I swept the floor, I'm still getting up some dog hair. And I still got to bend down and use like a paper towel to wipe it up after I've mopped the floor, which can be a pain, but I've been doing it for years. So this one, I ended up giving it about a 5, 2. It did an excellent job. And then this other one, Mr. Clean Meadow Rain, I did give it a 5 in cleaning. The smell of the Meadow Rain, it just smells like pure flowers or like woman's perfume, because woman's perfume is usually very flowery. I smelled it, mostly when I was pouring it into the bucket, mopping it. It's decent. After it dried, I really didn't smell it at all, which was great because I don't really honestly want to keep on smelling flowers. I do have a lot of allergies, etc. But I still gave this one a 5 in cleaning. And this one doesn't clean the germs, but again, it's that name, Mr. Clean. We know he's good and he's tough on jobs, etc. This I gave a 5 as well. Then the Pine Sol, I did give it a 5 in cleaning, but the fact that you have to wear safety glasses in order to use this, they should have told you to use also a mask. It was so overpowering. It literally, like I said, with me having asthma, it was not a good thing. So this is not a cleaner I would use again. Yes, it did an excellent job, and it says it kills the germs, which is what I was wanting since I have a dog. But it's not worth it for me to, feel like I have a sore throat. I kind of felt like I had a sore throat afterwards, and I had my door in the basement open and the window. And I did, use this to clean the tile floor. It was so bad, it started coming upstairs that we had to go outside for a good 30 to 40 minutes. We just could not take the smell. So this is not something I would recommend. I'd only recommend it if you didn't have allergies and you didn't have asthma. And then the Swiffer Wet Jet, this really doesn't do much of all. I rated this a 2. It did somewhat clean the floor, but the special pad that you have, honestly, it just smeared everything around. So depending on, if you've already swept and you thought you got it all, you're really just smearing it all over back on the floor. It might need more of a 1, but again, it doesn't really have that much of a smell. So that's why I gave it a 2. And then this Libman multi-surface one that I cannot find anywhere, even on Amazon. I think it's been discontinued. I think this is probably over a year or 2 old. This one, again, it didn't clean that well either. And the fact that you have to get down on your hands and knees or bend over and spray it on the floor and then use that special dust, fiber mop, that can be a real pain because not everybody wants to bend over and spray this all over your floor. Your back is going to kind of hurt there. But when I did spray it and I did clean it, it did do a decent job, but I gave it a 2 because I do believe this one left streaks on the hardwood floor that, if I'm going to be mopping a floor, I don't want to see streaks. I want to see the fact that I've got up and I've cleaned my floor and there's nothing on the floor. That is what I want. And then the other instrument that was perfect for the floor, because, with all these cleaners, it still didn't really get out my ground-in dirt in the floor. And my linoleum floor, you could clearly see when I got real close, the the dirt kind of dug down into the floor. The only thing that got it up was a plain Mr. Clean sponge in water. And I was able to scrub, but I would have to do that all over my floor. Now, maybe when I feel like scrubbing a little bit, because I'd get a little bit tiring, maybe I'd do a section at a time, that would really get your floor the most cleanest. And I don't know about you. Like I said, I mean, no one is sponsoring this video. I wondered if Mr. Clean would want to make like a mop where it had the sponge like this on it, but somehow maybe had rotating brushes, maybe even if it was a little bit electrical, where it could rotate into your floor, and you could also have some cleaner in it that, with this like Mr. Sponge attached, that it would be able to get down and really clean your floor. Not saying you would want to do it every week, really, really doing like that, but at least two times a month. If they had made something like this, that would be excellent. Well, if you like this video, please hit the like button down below. This was Karen with Living Our Dream Homestead. I hope you have a good day.